Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So finally they've moved ahead and unlocked the specialization for us to take a look at. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and take a look at the perks, everything that's about, and we're going to talk about some theory crafting that can go in. Now, yesterday in my video, I failed to mention that this sharpshooter has lost some of the headshot damage that's available to all weapons, but now it's only going to be to rifles and marksman rifles. Some people are for it, some people don't really care. I think it's okay. It's a sharpshooter specialization. Let it stay with that particular aspect of it. But the stability is something that's probably going to make a lot of people have to build differently. But I'm not really worried. I mean, to be very honest, I'm just happy that they added all the weapons to all of it. So let's move on to what's on the table. This is the Lion. I'm going to call this thing the Lion, ladies and gentlemen, because this is, in my opinion, the specialization that I've been waiting for. I've literally been just hoping and praying like, God, please let there be a tank specialization of some kind. And here we are. I mean, this might not be the full-on tank specialization that we're looking for, but it's a step, because right now, if you look, let's start out from the skills. Every specialization has a skill that goes with it. And in this case, you know, you have a Banshee, which is in the Pulse family, that kind of helps you do some really cool stuff. So this says the Banshee launches a forward arch of pulse energy that confuses enemies caught in wave and then penetrates cover as well. And then the next thing is mod to increase duration of the Banshee confuse effect, mod to increase the Banshee range of effect. So you can confuse your enemies as, you know, maybe you run out of bullets and then you can run back into cover until you're able to get specialization ammo. This is just theory crafting, gameplay scenarios, and then we're going to see what happens. So let's start from the top. So this says every 5th reload is 50% faster. Today, Frederick Thailander was able to explain how this actually works in the state of the game. So if you want to know exactly what this means, he did the explanation on the state of the game and talked about how the reload speed gets faster after a certain point. Then it starts as like a little, I'll say, balance in the way it works, so you're not necessarily going to be going crazy, but there's a cadence change according to his development. I was listening to the state of the game while driving, you know, with headphones. My wife was driving, I was not driving, calm down, and I was listening to it because she was really nice like that. Now the next one is your hardened armor kits. Armor kits repair 100% armor and grant 50% bonus armor for 10 seconds. This is definitely looking like it's a tank. I'm telling you, I mean, think about it. You're holding that shield and you're going crazy. Now, the reason they did this Banshee thing, it's making me scratch my head like they could have just put the ballistic shield here. But hey, whatever. It's the PTS. It can still change. It can still change. That Banshee, if you guys really want that Banshee, you can come somewhere and add that Banshee in a little spot here and make it like 10 specialization points. We're not going to be mad. And then you could take these pulse things and then make them the shield. That's all we're asking for, Massive. That's all we're asking, just, take a look at that, do some testing. And I'm telling you, you're not going to have to, worry much about build diversity. You're just going to add one whole tier of the builds that are so desired in the Division game currently. All right, looking at this is called the Incessant tier 1 through tier 3 based on the bars. This says kills grant 5% armor on kill. Wow. And if you raise it up, I'm guessing to probably 15. I don't have any points here. I can probably go ahead and start farming here in a little bit. I was going to do a stream, but the server is about to shut down and it's been a little unstable. So I didn't want to do on stream when I'm running around getting delted and echoed. And so this is probably going to be 15% armor on kill. Can you imagine this with Badger Tough, the 2-piece? There's a lot of fun stuff that I'm already seeing around here. Maybe you don't even need to use the Badger Tough 2-piece. Maybe because now you have the 15% armor on kill, you can go whichever direction that you please and make your build really, really cool. All right, this is the Riot Foam Grenade. Now, I thought this was actually very, very interesting. This says the Riot Foam Grenade ensnares enemies. So you are now a very solid utility player in many aspects. Just this grenade alone makes my heart warm. I mean, it's one more aspect of the build because the Riot Foam Chem Launcher seemed to have been pushed to the back. I've only, in running missions with, random match-made players, I'd only seen very, very few players use the Riot Foam. And even me, myself, I've never even used it. And so this is going to bring another layer of play style in the game in general. And this is a signature weapon, 10% increased signature weapon damage, signature weapon skill with tier. This increases in addition to scaling requirements. You got to have about 300 gear score and all that stuff. So this is probably going with your gear score requirement. Yay, high five. You better be getting that gear score up to 500. I think I'm like 498. Not really worried after the 490, which is the minimum for the raid requirement. So I'm pretty good, you know, with that. So 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe 45. I don't know how it's going to scale. I need to get some specialization points, but keep that in mind. Many people are going to be running this. So this is really exciting. Now, this is your group signature ammo acquisition. It says killing multiple enemies without releasing the trigger adds 1 to group members' ammo bar. Now, there's an armor bar. There's an ammo bar system. Let's go to the base of ops right quick. And this ammo bar system is supposed to, when it fills up, having gotten kills, you are able, it's on my left side here by the cursor. I wish I was doing this in post-production. I would show you, but just here on the left, many of you already know what it is. And as you kill enemies, this bar is supposed to fill up. If you notice, as I'm shooting, you see this little cobalt. Let's go to another part of the range and get some more kills and then see how that actually fills up. And then that's supposed to help your team to get more of that ammo. So if you look on the bottom left corner, you see that that little bar has started to turn orange, and this is supposed to grant your whole team more specialization weapons. Now, I don't know if this has changed for everybody. Let's see what this is. This is killing multiple enemies with explosion adds 2. Okay, so they've already started tweaking the others. Survivalist was already pretty good. Killing enemies under status effect adds 3 to your group's ammo bar. Except from, okay, so they've already started tweaking it. Survivalist had the best one, in my opinion. I don't know, a lot of people were probably looking at the other ones, but I thought Survivalist was the best one to be able to acquire your specialization ammo over the others. But now I think they're starting to balance it out for every single one of them. Now, the assault rifle and all the rifle classes all will receive a potential ability to get 15% extra weapon damage, which is absolutely phenomenal. No problem with that. This says your large pouch, bigger than standard large pouch that fits on any belt-fed weapon. Now, this is already unlocked, and let's take a look at my big boy over here, my M60. I don't have any of my nice M60s. What? Oh, they're my other character. So am I able to feed this bad boy with a big old magazine of 50 rounds? Oh my goodness. Boomer, you're dead. I mean, you are melted. You are going to die so hard. I don't want to say, I don't want to, say too much about the raids, but this is definitely what I wanted to see. I know I wanted to see NPCs that were stronger. I want to see systems that were difficult, but very honestly, man, I'm a human being and I have things I gotta do, man. I cannot be running around with very weak damage trying to do a raid when the developers can do something like this. So this is phenomenal. This is division type power to the players. And so based on their dream and vision, a lot of people said that LMGs were good in the Division 1. They were, but not until later. But now we're seeing LMGs taking their rightful place within the game. Other weapon classes are good. They have their limitations. They have their strengths. SMGs seem to have been weakened very, very thoroughly because of that meta build, and that's how SMGs were in the first Division game. They were very good, and then they got kicked off the meta because they're kind of cheesy, honestly. Very small reload speed, high rate of fire. In a sense, nothing wrong with SMGs being strong, but if SMGs become everything within the game, then you leave a lot of other weapon classes out in the open. But now marksman rifles are actually pretty good. I know that they are, but nobody wants to really, talk about them anymore because they did some nerfs, which I don't think was actually smart. They should have just left them where they were instead of having to do this rate of fire tweak and then damage tweak. It just did not make any sense. But let's get back to the good stuff here. 150 in the mag. If you're able to get, extra on your, LMG, you're able to do a lot more damage. And the Lion is definitely right now pretty much one of the best LMG specializations to go for. All right, let's keep moving on. This says 10% total ammo capacity every 60 seconds. Party members recover 5%. Generate 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds. Okay, so every 60 seconds you just get 10% of your ammo, and that's 15 every minute. So as you're running through the game, you're not really worried about your ammo. You're just generating ammo like crazy. Now, survivalists used to be the best at ammo regeneration. This says when you're doing a cover to cover move, you're going to get 5 ammo per second. This is also a very good one. I remember because I'm a big survivalist junkie. I've just been doing some headshot build theory and just walking around. But right now that we've seen this, once I log out of here and I jump on the game, it is back to survivalist on this second character to upgrade it. So that's a very phenomenal addition to the game right now. Okay, armor and kill, we looked through that. This is the rate of fire increased by 5% on kill for 5 seconds. This is the barrage talent. Very amazing. Like in my other video where I talked about increasing your DPS, I mentioned that reload speed was a big way to do it, and also rate of fire was very good. So that the ability for you to take down your enemies very fast will depend on your rate of fire. So having a little bit of rate of fire, that actually works every time you take out an NPC. And this is a one-time upgrade, so it's not going to be scaled in any sense. And then you have a sidearm, which is just a 9mm pistol. This impacts ergonomic, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if this really does anything for you. But so far, this specialization is looking really, really good. I mean, you cannot contest that this is exactly what we should have gotten, from the time being. Now, like I said, my one tweak to this specialization is that they have, it's not giving me any ammo. I don't know why. I had ammo just now when I went out in the field. But I'm saying, I say the one thing that I would love to see for these specializations is that they actually take out like that pulse and make it the shield, the ballistic shield. People who want to use tank builds are literally crying. That's me, people. And we want one. We would like to have a tank build to start off with this build diversity thing, because right now, sure, you're a tank and you're a heavy gunner. You get out that LMG, you lay down some fire, stuff gets tough. You're able to use your shield, but the only thing is they've removed the possibility of the LMGs to be able to use a shield, but that won't probably necessarily matter now. You can use your assault rifles and you can do a whole load of fun stuff. I had some ammo just now, but here it is. You can do a little bit of jogging. You can make your way to the front lines. You can get some ammo while you're standing, and some armor buff while you're standing, I think, according to Frederick Thailander this morning on the state of the game. And you could just go in this way, like, all right, guys, we're going to take out all the bad guys here in the bank HQ. And you could just start mowing NPCs down and have a blast doing it. Get it? Blast. See it? See what I did there? And so that's the aspect of this whole specialization that I see, and why I see that this is something fun. And I think the developers can work on things like this over the course of the game in order to start getting us to a spot where we start to appreciate all the different aspects that go into, developing, making changes, doing all that fun stuff. And so that's all I have, just in looking at the specializations, talking about the different possibilities, the different skill assessments, and just different ways that we can build and run around this game. And I'm hoping to see some electronics and some skill stuff come quickly. The developers have said that they're speaking and they're looking at those issues and looking at why it is. And so we have to just be patient and continue to try and figure out stuff, because somebody said something really interesting in the comment sections today, and I never really thought about it. They said, build diversity is the responsibility of the player, not the developers. And I say that has an element of truth to it. Now, you may push back and say, well, but the developers did not make it as viable for us to be able to have these different kinds of build. And I say, sure, there's that statements to that effect, that the developers did not make it that viable. But at the same time, there are people who are using skill builds that are very good, and I've seen them. My guy Opora, he's on the Discord, and he uses a very good Seeker Mine. And so that's something that everybody can rally around and start using for now. And then once we get more and more advanced into the game, I think the developers are very open to making some things pretty strong. And that's all it is. We just want to be strong. We just want them to be strong. I want them to be accessible. And so I think the developers are looking to do that. All right, guys. I am out of here. Thank you very much for your time and your audience, and I guess I will see you in the next one. Peace.